year after year, it's always the same story. There are new libs, new frameworks, new tools that, especially if you're a front-end developer, you should absolutely know, but there is no such obligation. Sure, you need to stay relevant, but you also need to survive, because what's the point of knowing every tool, every lib, and then being so exhausted that you cannot produce anything? What's the best strategy in order to survive all this rage? Because now it's all about Qwik and Astro, so which one should you choose? They have the main aim, which is to send less JavaScript from the server. Which tool should you choose as a build tool? Which serverless technology? So it's always the same story. It's been like this for at least 10 years, especially in the front end. It used to be Knockout.js versus Backbone, then Angular or React or Vue or Svelte. So which one should you choose? If you already know a lib or a framework that is really in demand, that you see often on job boards, then no problem. You can spend an hour or a couple of hours in the evening or during the weekend, but it's way more relevant to study JavaScript design pattern. Even if you know your general design patterns that you learn during your Java or C# days, because the way you implement them on JavaScript and also the design patterns specific to JavaScript are really worth studying. So be it creational design patterns, structural design patterns, behavioral design patterns. If you study them, you will be able to use them both on the front and on the back, and you will recognize them. For example, if you use Passport, you immediately see that they implement the strategy pattern. So this gives you inspiration to do the same in your own apps. You can create your own context and several strategies, and then add different strategies when you want to add new functionalities to your app without modifying your main class. There are many advantages of knowing your design patterns, and guess what? All the guys you admire, all these guys who develop these great libraries and frameworks, like Mishko Avery, who created Angular and now Qwik, guys like Evan Yu, who created Vue, guys like Rich Harris, who created Svelte, they all knew these design patterns. So instead of lagging way behind them because you just learn to use a lib or a framework and then just create simple to-do apps or a Twitter clone, it's better to sit on the shoulders of these giants and do as they did, which is learning your design patterns. If you're interested in JavaScript design patterns, leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to create a video on these design patterns.